Hey all, Jason Levon, priest at St. Luke's Episcopal Church in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Welcome to another Advent edition of Pause and Pray. I've said it before, but one of the profound blessings that have come in this pandemic has been the ways in which we've connected more deeply to our neighbors on our block. We live in a beautiful neighborhood here in the Bayview neighborhood of Milwaukee, a wonderful block with so many wonderful people and neighbors on it. One is a young couple that's expecting a baby any day now. They're actually past their due date. And while all of their Christmas lights are up, they have a wreath on their front door that hasn't been lit yet. And it'll only be lit once baby has arrived. So we're, in a sense, on our block celebrating an Advent within an Advent as we are joyfully waiting and watching for that wreath to be lit with hope and anticipation and expectation, even a little loving anxiety, but can't wait for the news that we have a new little neighbor on our block. And every morning, one of the first things that Christy and I do with our cups of coffee is to go to the front window and look out and see if the wreath is lit or not. And just the anticipation and the hope that rises in the midst of that action every morning is enough to really sustain us in beautiful ways during these weary times of the pandemic and now the impending winter. It may not seem like much, a wreath on a door, but it's oh so profound. In today's daily office, we read from the second letter of Peter, written to an early Christian community who had grown weary in their struggles to understand when Christ was going to return, some even questioning whether or not that was even going to happen. And it was in the midst of that kind of weariness that the author of 2 Peter sought to encourage and sustain this community by directing their gaze to little flickers of light, lamps shining in the darkness, morning stars that would continue to arise in their hearts, all to sustain them in all of their weariness. It's the lens through which Advent helps us see life. The lens that acknowledges that there's weariness, but also is able to see in the midst of that weariness those beautiful morning stars rising again and again to sustain us. But what a beautiful gift then of Advent that draws us into some holy pausing and praying today, to reflect on the ways in which we have experienced those morning stars of hope rising on our weary journeys or within our weary journeys. And the good news is it doesn't take much, just a little holy spark, like Christy and I experience every morning when we walk down the stairs and look out to see if a wreath is lit. But oh, those sparks really do sustain us because they carry within them more hope and promise than we could ever imagine. Advent peace and blessings to you all.